The 2021 One-Day International Women World Cup was pushed back to March 2022 due to the COVID epidemic or pandemic. I predicted then that West Indies would not have made the semi-final of the World Cup. However, to my surprise, they qualified, beating New Zealand to qualify as one of the semi-finalists. Under the leadership of Stephanie Taylor, the West Indies qualified for the 2022 Women One-Day International World Cup semi-final. Since then, Hayley Matthews have took over the captaincy of the West Indies women team. And as things stand right now, West Indies will not automatically qualify for the 2025 One-Day International World Cup for women. They have to play the qualifiers later this year. Hello everyone, welcome to the #1 cricket channel in the Caribbean. I appreciate your company and I look forward to your interaction. Please remember to slash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button. Now, before I get into the squad, the West Indies women's squad for the series against Bangladesh, I want to just take a 30-second or a minute. So I've gotten the first bat for the kids. These bats are for kids at the primary school level. It's an entire kit. Not only have I gotten the bats, but I also have got the balls, bails, and it comes with a bat cage and 4 stumps. So it's a complete kit for a child under 12 years old. It is our objective this year to hand out 100 of these kits to children under the age of 12. So when I go into the primary school this year, as I usually do, and introduce cricket to these primary school children at absolutely no cost to the school. No cost to the school. There are times when I've gone into schools and they have even offered me a bottle of water or lunch, but I took my own lunch and I carry my own water. So I do these things at absolutely no cost to the schools. So I've gotten the first kit there. And if you want to be a part of this program, the link is in the video description. I will also pin it in the comment section after the video. You can click on that link, purchase one of these kits, or 2 or 3 or 5 if you can. The address where you should send them to is also in the video description. So please contribute to the Cricket Forum effort to introduce cricket to our children at the basic and primary school level. Now, earlier this week, Cricket West Indies named their 15 women's squad for the 6-match series against Bangladesh in St. Kitts, at Warner Park in St. Kitts. It will be 3 ODI matches and 3 T20 international matches. This is a West Indies 15 women's squad. As expected, Hayley Matthews is the captain. Shemaine Campbelle is her vice captain. Alleyne, Nerissa Crafton, Deandra Dottin, Fletcher, Cherry and Fraser, Shabika Gajnabi, Jannillea Glasgow, Chinelle, Zaida James, Qiana Joseph, Mandy Mangru, Ashmini Munisar, and Karishma Ramharack. Congratulations to all these 15 ladies that were selected, that have been selected to the West Indies women's squad. In looking at that squad, I more or less do not have any issue with the squad. Judging from the players that we have in the West Indies, and I am on the record to say that we do not have much quality when it comes to women cricket. We have 3 players, Ramharack, Dottin, and Matthews. Also, you could say 4 if Stephanie Taylor is fit. But right now, she's recovering from a knee injury. So we are left with 3 world-class players who can walk into any team in the world. Those 3, Dottin, Matthews, and Ramharack. However, apart from those 3, we have some players like Campbelle, Chinelle, Aaliyah, Alleyne, Fletcher, who can hold their own in most, what you'll say, state competition in the world. I don't think they can walk into any team in the world. Yes, they can probably play for Ireland and Zimbabwe and so on, but I don't see them getting into the top team. But after that, there's a big fall off. So this team really lacks quality. A number of the players in this team are averaging less than 10 with the bat. Yes, they're averaging less than 10. There are some who are not playing who are averaging like 14 and 15 and so on. And I have advocated that we should probably be looking at some of those. However, the coaching staff appears that they are not going into that direction because those players are probably the older players. And so they are looking to work with the younger players. Looking at that squad, as you see there in bold, there are 2 players who I would not have in that squad. One is Cherry and Fraser. I have yet to see what Cherry and Fraser have done to merit her place in the squad. Later, I will show you the quote that was issued in the West Indies press release. It was not from Bascom or the coach, but it was a part of the press release coming from Cricket West Indies. So whosoever the PR person that wrote that press release, that was his view. Of course, it represents the opinions of, it represents the view of Cricket West Indies. But I can't see what Cherry and Fraser have done to be in this squad. She should not have been there. Rashada Williams and Shamilla Connell have been left out of the squad that toured India. I do not have an issue with those 2 being left out. However, I do not see the reason for Cherry and Fraser to be in this team. Also, Ashmini Munisar. Now, Ashmini Munisar was the captain of the Under-19 World Cup team when we played in 2023. Yes, and she bowled off spin. But I am at pain to point out that Fafana Millington is a far better off spinner than Ashmini Munisar. And if Ashmini Munisar is in the squad, Fafana Millington should also be in the squad. She is the only female off spinner in the Caribbean that is turning the ball, actually getting the ball to turn and turn sharply. And her statistics in both the CG United Super 50 cricket competition and the T20 Blast is far better than Ashmini Munisar. Why is it then that Fafana Millington is not in the squad? However, with Hayley Matthews already an off spinner and Ramharack, Karishma Ramharack, however, the best off spinner in the world, why do we need a 3rd off spinner? I would have gone for the young Nia Latchman, the leg spinner. I think she's about 19 or 20 years old. While Fletcher remains a very good leg spinner and have served West Indies well, Fletcher is getting towards the end of her career. I think that it would be the ideal time, instead of having Munisar in the squad, to have Nia Latchman in the squad to learn from Fletcher. She's also a very big spinner of the ball. So those 2 players will not be in the squad. Probably for Chinelle Henry, not for Chinelle Henry, for Cherry and Fraser, I would have gone in with someone like Brittany Cooper or another player, but definitely not Cherry and Fraser. No one can justify Cherry and Fraser place in the squad. Not by cricketing reason. She's nowhere near. When I said that the quality, there's not much quality in this West Indies team, well, Cherry and Fraser, included in this squad, is taking that quality further down the road. Now, let's hear what Cricket West Indies have to say when they release this squad. So I will now quote from, first of all, this is the press release. While Stephanie Taylor is still recovering from a knee injury, Jannillea Glasgow and Cherian Fraser, who recently had successful stint in state cricket in Tasmania, have been included. I do not have an issue with Glasgow being included in the team. I think, based on the quality that we have, she deserves her spot. And if you look at her performance in Tasmania, grade 1 cricket in Tasmania, in T20, she scored 164 runs at an average of 54.67. And with the ball, she had 5 wickets at an average of 23.4. You will call that a successful stint. I call that a successful stint. It's surprising that, what's the other young lady named, the fast bowler who got 4 wickets, Kate Wilmot, got 4 wickets at less than 10 apiece. And it's interesting that there's no mention of Kate Wilmot in the Cricket West Indies release, because she did got 4 wickets at 9.65 or something like that apiece. Now, Cherian Fraser in the T20, she made 76 runs, averaging 19. She took 3 wickets at 33.3 runs apiece. In the ODI, I have not seen any numbers for Glasgow in the ODI, but in the ODI, she made 29 runs, averaging 29. Therefore, she only batted 1 time. And wickets, she got 1 wicket for 50 runs. I don't know if I'll call that a successful stint. I maintain that no one can give me a cricketing reason why Cherian Fraser is in the West Indies women's squad, either for T20 or for one-day international. If you have a cricketing reason, please tell me why, what that cricketing reason is to have Cherian Fraser in the squad. Now, to my very good friend, Shane Diaz. So this is what Shane Diaz has to say. And you know that Shane Diaz is my absolute good friend. Yes, man, Shane Diaz is my very, very good friend. So this is what she said. Referring to Bangladesh, he said, they're a skilled unit that has shown impressive growth. And this series gives us an excellent opportunity to examine our squad depth and continue to implement our aggressive, flamboyant brand of West Indies cricket. Let me tell you something what Shane Diaz is saying. Let me put it back on the screen for you. And let me read it again. The first part is really foolishness. It's rubbish. It's filler moment. There's no need to say that. That's just saying something to take up space. Honestly, the first part, really rubbish. What about Bangladesh that is impressive? We'll look at the ICC women table later. You know? So here you say now, examine our squad depth. Which squad depth it has? The West Indies women team have. What squad depth? This is the same Shane Diaz who a few weeks ago said in an interview in India, he probably thought that we would not hear that interview. So this is the same Shane Diaz who in an interview in India 2 weeks ago said that the West Indies team lacks quality. They have a lot to learn. So how comes now he's talking about examining squad depth? And again, when he only make 2 changes to the team. Examine squad depth while only making 2 changes to the team and playing someone like, including in someone like Cherian Fraser ahead of Brittany Cooper. Someone who would even go to Jabada Joseph or Trishan Old, although you have to wonder about those 2 young ladies because you have never yet seen those 2 young ladies training. But what about squad depth? What squad depth does the West Indies women team have? And, you know, making 2 changes, you are definitely not looking at squad depth when you make 2 changes. The 2 players that you left out, the 2 players that you dropped, anyone who has any understanding at all about the performances in India would have dropped those 2 players. In the first place, I would not even have carried Shamilla Connell to India. And I've said that on many occasions. So what squad depth are you talking about? The next part of Shane Diaz's comment, which really is taking our West India, the West Indies public, for fools, is this part. To implement our aggressive, flamboyant brand of West Indies cricket. Let me tell you what Sean Diaz is saying there. Sean Diaz is saying that I don't know what to do, you know. I don't have any idea. So I'm just going to tell these girls to go out there and swing from the hip when they are batting. And that is the aggressive, flamboyant brand of cricket. Because, sorry about that, because Sean Diaz has no plan whatsoever. So I'm just going to tell them to go and swing, aggressive, flamboyant. How can you be telling people who are averaging 6 and 7 and 10 and 11 to be aggressive and flamboyant? I don't see how that is possible. How can you? Is it just a lazy approach to say, listen me, go and be aggressive. Go and try and hit away the ball. But if the players are averaging 6 and 7, well, how are they going to hit away the ball? So that, I think, is just taking the mickey out of us as supporters of the West Indies women team. He continues by saying, so this is what Sean Diaz continues. Here he continues by saying, we have been focusing on specific areas of improvement in our training and our touring. And these matches will help us to gauge our process. All right. So that first part. As he said, we have been focusing on specific areas of improvement in our training. That sounds good, don't? That sounds good. And I don't have an issue with a coach coming forward and saying that. But Sean Diaz, you have been here in the West Indies now for more than a year. Tell us exactly what are those specific areas that you are focusing on. Tell us, because we are not seeing it. So if you tell us on what area you are focusing on, then we can give you a grade. Then we can move the needle and say, you are no longer a bad coach, you are a good coach, because we can see the improvement that you are making. We have not seen this team improve since you took it over. This team is regressing. And then that is one of the reasons why we will have to be playing in the World Cup qualifiers. That is, you are the reason why we will have to be playing in the World Cup qualifiers. This team have regressed under you. But you can change that. You can change our opinion on that. All you have to do is to tell us the specific area that you are working on. Tell us the specific areas that you are working on, and then we will be able to say, yes, Shane Diaz is turning it around. Apart from that, don't come to us and make generalized statement like that. And this part, the condition of Warner Park will challenge both teams and make for compelling cricket. I am looking forward to see how some of our younger and less experienced players respond to the test. You know, that again is just a filler moment. That is just a political statement. That is not what you want to hear from your head coach. Certainly, that is not wanted. And this gentleman is yet to justify why he's the head coach of the West Indies women team. So there you have it. And just to remind you of the squad, These are the 15 players in the West Indies squad. Hayley Matthews, Shemaine Campbelle, Alleyne, Nerissa Crafton, Deandra Dottin, Fletcher, Cherry and Fraser. She should not be there. Shabika Gajnabi, Jannillea Glasgow, Chinelle Henry, Zaida James, Qiana Joseph, who needs to work on her fitness. She needs to work on her fitness. She needs to work on her fielding. She really needs to. Mandy Mangru, Ashmini Munisar, who I don't think that we need a third off-spinning option. You have Ramharack there already, and you have Hayley Matthews. Why not include the leg spinner, the young leg spinner, Nia Latchman, instead of Ashmini Munisar? Wouldn't that be planning for the future? Wouldn't that be good if she is able to understudy Fletcher and getting some tutelage from her? And I just think that instead of Ashmini Munisar, Nia Latchman should be there. And of course, Karishma Ramharack, the player who I considered to be the very best off spinner in the world. I really think that Karishma Ramharack is the very best off spinner in the world. That being said, I wish the West Indies team well. Absolutely wish the West Indies team well. Well, you would have heard me mention that the West Indies will have to play the qualifiers to qualify for the T20, for the ODI Women World Cup. Yes, we will not qualify directly for the Women World Cup this time around. We will have to go through the qualifiers. As things stands now, West Indies will have to go through the qualifiers to qualify for the T20 Cricket World Cup. So I'm trying to bring up the table here, the table. I'm trying to bring it up so that you can see the table here. Why is this not coming up? So let me see. I'm desperately trying to bring up the table to show you what I can tell you. So okay, so I'm having an issue bringing up the table, but I can tell you that West Indies is on 16 points. 14 points. West Indies is on 14 points. They are playing their last 3 matches in the ODI series against Bangladesh. If they win all those 3 matches, they will finish on 20 points. New Zealand, who is currently in 6th position on the table, already have 21 points. The 5 teams above New Zealand have already qualified for the tournament. That is Australia, India, England, South Africa, and Sri Lanka. Those 5 teams already qualified. New Zealand have 21 points. West Indies have 14. So even if West Indies win their next 3 matches, they cannot pass New Zealand, who is in 6th position. Now, this series is important for Bangladesh because Bangladesh has 19 points. So if Bangladesh win 2 of these matches, or should they win 1 and there's a no result, they will go to 22 points and surpass New Zealand. So this series is more important to Bangladesh getting direct qualification to the Women's World Cup than the West Indies. West Indies have to play the qualifiers. The most points we can get is 20. New Zealand, who occupy the 6th position, which is the final qualifying position, is already on 21 points. However, Bangladesh can pass them. Now, here's the thing. If Bangladesh should win this series or win 2 of the matches and go through as one of the automatic qualifiers, New Zealand will join West Indies, Pakistan, Ireland, and the 2 top-ranked women ODI team that is not in the top 10. So they will be joined by 11 and 12. the 10 teams that play the qualifying round to get automatic qualification to the World Cup were Australia, India, England, South Africa, Sri Lanka, New Zealand, Bangladesh, Pakistan, West Indies, and Ireland. Those are the 10 teams. The top 6 goes through. West Indies cannot finish in the top 6, so they will have to play the qualifiers. If Bangladesh beat West Indies in 2 of the 3 matches, they will go in the top 6 ahead of New Zealand. It means, therefore, among the 6 teams that will be playing to qualify directly, to qualify for the World Cup, to make up the 8 teams that will be there, will be New Zealand, Pakistan, West Indies, Ireland, and 2 other teams. Can you imagine if New Zealand should be in the qualifiers? Then it will be really tight for the West Indies, because then there will be no room for error and it will be crunch time. I believe that if we beat Bangladesh 3-0 and New Zealand qualify directly and we have to play Bangladesh in the qualifiers, I think that we stand a better chance. So it's really crunch time that we beat Bangladesh 3-0 in this 3-match series at Warner Park in St. Kitts. Therefore, I am encouraging all the people in St. Kitts to full Warner Park and cheer on our women team. As I do, I am not satisfied with the squad. Munisar and Fraser should not be there. However, if they are selected to the playing 11, I'll be cheering them on. So whether you agree with the squad, probably you are disappointed that Shanisha Hector is not in the squads. So persons from St. Kitts may be disappointed that Shanisha Hector is not in the squad. I can understand that. But it is still the West Indies squad. So I'm asking you to go out and support the squad and cheer on the squad. It is very important that we win these 3 matches. Good morning, Jamor Small. How are you? Yvonne Johnson, our spiritual leader, good morning to you. Always thank you for your prayers. Thank you. So Jamor Small said, Diaz teeth now hurt him, lol. I don't get that comment, Jamor Small. I don't understand what it means. I was thinking, Kingman said, I was thinking they would give this player Crafton a run if I spelled her name correctly. I think she looks that short. She looks in that short in. So I was thinking that they would give this player Crafton a run if I spell her name correctly. I think she looks in that short innings on debut. You are saying that you think that she looks good in that short innings on debut. Okay, thank you. Appreciate your comment. I did say it while I was doing the watch along that she played a shot that reminded me of Richie Richardson. Yes, she played a shot, a back foot cover drive with all the flamboyance of a Richardson. I see some talent there. You know, I see some talent there, something that can be worked with, you know, but there's a lot of work need to be done with her. And these are the areas where Shane Diaz has to come under pressure. Because why someone like Crafton, although play a few attacking strokes, she still doesn't look compact. Why can't you make her compact? It's easy to make her compact. That's the easiest thing to do, to make a batsman compact or a batswoman. I could do that. So why can't you do it, Shane Diaz? It's because you're lazy. West Indies women was winning matches before Diaz. Yes, Jamor Small, and remember I asked you to do something for me. I hope you'll be able to do it. Please stay in touch, Jamor Small. I really hope will be able to do it. So that's the situation. West Indies women can no longer qualify directly for the Women's World Cup later this year. They have to go through the qualifying route. They will need to beat Bangladesh by 3-0 to avoid playing New Zealand in that qualifying tournament. So these matches are very important. I'll be back tomorrow morning, and I can tell you, tomorrow at 11:05 on the takedown, it's going to be very hot. Very, very hot. Please join us then. Oh, before I go, I must give you an update in the match between, so I'm very sorry about that. The match between Pakistan and West Indies. Please forgive me. I should have loaded it onto the screen, but I'll give you an update. I don't know if you have any update as yet, but let me give you an update on the match between Pakistan and the West Indies. Come in here, just getting the media release. So West Indies made 346 for 8 declared. So that's 346 for 8 declared. As you know from yesterday, HIATUS made 98. You may have seen elsewhere 99, but the release from Cricket West Indies is 98. He hit 15 fours and 1 6 yesterday. So that's HIATUS made 98. Today, Amir Jangu made, so let me tell you, I made 63 not out. Kevin Sinclair made 28 not out, and Joshua Da Silva made 22. When Pakistan batted, they made 182 for 6 at the close of play, which ended early because of bad light. So that's 182 for 6 Pakistan. Kevin Sinclair so far taken 3 for 50 from 14 overs. Kemar Roach got 1 wicket, Gudakesh Moti 1, and Jaden Seals 1. So just to repeat the score, West Indies 346 for 8, with Amir Jangu making 63 not out and HIATUS making 98. Pakistan 182 for 6. Kevin Sinclair 3 for 50. Gudakesh Moti 1 for 18. Jaden Seals 1 for 16. And Kemar Roach 1 for 25 from 5 overs. So that's the update on the match in Pakistan, the warm-up match. It's really a glorified curry goat match because all 15 West Indies squad players are playing. The batsmen are batting and the bowlers are bowling. So basically, that's the situation there. So, okay, please join us tomorrow morning at 11:05 for the takedown. I know what we're going to say is going to get a lot of you talking. Please join us then. Have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. Bye for now.